And joining me now is Enes Bayrakli, who is the Brussels coordinator of the SETA Research Center, and Ozden Zeynep Oktav, who is a professor at Istanbul Medeniyet University. Zeynep, Enes, welcome to Straight Talk. It's good to have you on the program. So 4 years on from the failed coup attempt, Enes, where does Turkey stand in its fight against Feto organization?
I think Turkey has achieved a lot in the last 4 years, especially to dismantle the Gülenist network inside Turkey. The Gülenists were removed from the bureaucratic institutions in Turkey, especially military and the security apparatus. But there are some elements still who are hiding themselves, and we know that the FETÖ is really good at this. Deception is their main methodology to infiltrate state institutions, but also the other institutions around the world. So Turkey is working around the clock to dismantle the whole network, but all the visible institutions of the Gülenists and the visible Gülenists in the state bureaucracy were removed. And I think that's a success, but still there is a long way to go to fight against this terror group.
All right. So besides claiming over 250 lives, Zeynep, what kind of a damage did this failed coup attempt inflict on Turkey, and how did it impact its relations with its allies as well as its neighbors?
Yeah, this is a very important topic, Ayşe, and a very good question with respect to understanding to what extent Turkey achieved to persuade its allies that the failed coup attempt was not related, was not about Turkish democracy. If you remember, let me give you one example from EU and the representation of EU foreign policy and security, Mogherini. When you remember her statement, first reaction to failed coup attempt, you remember that she said, we are very anxious about Turkish democracy. But last year, on the third anniversary of the coup attempt, she openly said that we are siding with Turkish people. And the EU official circles very well understood that Turkey has the right to cope with this terrorist organization, FETÖ. At first, they had a lack of sympathy concerning Turkish efforts to cope with this terrorist organization, FETÖ. Now, at the present day, EU circles, to a great extent, to a large extent, are very well aware that Turkey has been achieving a lot of accomplishments in dealing with this terrorist organization.
So, Enes, why do you think those perceptions have changed to a certain extent after 4 years?
I think, of course, it was really difficult for Turkey's allies to understand the nature of the Gülenist terror organization. It's a highly uses the deception methodology, and it's really difficult to understand the nature. However, I think 4 years has passed, and that's what after 4 years, I think our allies should really try to understand the nature of this organization. I mean, it's they have their networks all around the world, especially in Europe. They are very active in Europe, and they are still continuing their activities in this world, in Europe especially. And of course, and the main thing about this issue is the coup attempt is, I mean, it was an attempt against democracy in Turkey, right? So, for the first time in Turkish history, Turkey has Turkish civilians took the streets and they have stopped a coup attempt. That was a turning point in modern Turkish history.
Yes.
Because we had our own share of coups in Turkish history, more than 6 coups in Turkey. Some of them direct, some of them indirect coups. So, and that was a turning point. But I think Turkey didn't have enough support from its allies. And they did not really understood the real, let's say, issue here, which was which was the defending of democracy in Turkey.
We know that they're quite active in Europe, especially in the Balkans. Maybe I want to get back to it later. But Zeynep, why the U.S. is resisting Turkey's request for extradition for Gulen?
Yeah. Since the beginning, both the Obama administration and the Trump administration very much resisting, as you mentioned, because because this is a very important Trump card in their hands. I mean, if they extradite this, the head of, the Fethullah Gulen, head of this terrorist organization, a lot of unwanted things will be apparent in between the two countries, and these new truths coming out will make the bilateral relations worse, in my opinion. And I don't think that the Washington will accept Turkey's demands for the extradition of Fethullah Gulen, as I mentioned, because it is a kind of card in their hands to be able to make Turkey bend to their rights, to their demands, or in other areas such as S-400 military industry area, or in some other diplomatic areas.
So
this is what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Okay, so Enes, how do you think the members of this organization manage to portray themselves as freedom fighters? And what is the driving force behind their motivation?
I mean, that's a very well-known strategy of Gülenists. They were, selling themselves as the champion of democracy, education, dialogue, and etc. But on the other hand, they have a different face. This is a genus-faced, let's say, organization. On the other hand, they were radicalizing young people, recruiting them, and then when the order came, for instance, the young officers or the officers in Turkish army, the Gülenists, they fired upon Turkish civilians. They killed their own brothers and sisters on Turkish street. Up until that time, they waited for this order. When the order came, they acted upon it. So it's there is another face of this organization. And of course, our allies, most of them, especially the public of our allies, they don't know really the real danger of this Gülenist organization. They are already educating the elite of those countries where they are operating in those schools. And those kids, unfortunately, are recruited by the Gülenist terrorist organization, and they will only listen to orders from Gülen when the right moment came. And we have to also understand this is on the other hand also, the Gülenists are acting also like an intelligence organization, and they are selling state secrets to other states. And sharing information about other states' activities. So it's also a national security issue for many states in around the world. But most of them, they are underestimating the danger of the Gülenist organization, and Turkey is trying to convince its allies about the dangers of this group, because first and foremost, this group poses a threat to those countries.
Yes.
They are of course a threat to Turkey, but not anymore, because they are not in Turkey. They are actively lobbying against Turkey, using every means to do propaganda, black propaganda against Turkey. But at the end, there is a limit. What can they achieve from there? But they are really posing a threat to those countries.
Yes, and especially the African as well as the Balkan countries. So, Zeynep, for how long, in your opinion, it is before Turkey roots out this organization completely?
This is a very big question. But in my opinion, this is very complicated issue. I mean, Turkey is fighting in many aspects, not only in its foreign relations, but also in its internal affairs, also trying to consolidate its institutions and the state institutions, and trying to eliminate terrorist organization cadres within its own institutions. And I believe that this will take a lot of time. I mean, we are improving, we are achieving a lot, but on the other hand, we have a lot of things to do. I
Yes.
mean, in dealing with this terrorist organization and to get rid of them completely. This is a very big question, Ayşe. There needs a lot of time to talk about it.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Unfortunately, Zeynep, Enes, we're out of time. Thank you very much for joining us on Straight Talk. Appreciate it a lot.